being here has just reminded me of the potential that we have as Africans, not even just South African, like as a continent first. Having lived in China for 5 years, I'm back home with a different eye. What's nice about being home right now is seeing the beauty that we do have as a people. And like, when you're in Shanghai, it doesn't matter whether you're South African, whether you are from Zimbabwe, whether you're from Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, like it just doesn't matter. We all just get along as Africans because, we're essentially like on our own that side, you know? And I use that term loosely, but we we have no choice but to get along when we are that side. But I think it's less about like having no choice, and I think it's more about like the mentality, the mindset that people that leave Africa to go and live abroad have. Actually, I don't think everybody's so open-minded, but I do think that living abroad, you're exposed to so many different cultures that even if you are opposed to getting along with other people, you will be exposed to them. It's difficult to kind of like just group yourself. Like even if you think you just want to be friends with people from your home country, you will work with people from other countries. You will interact in social settings with people from other countries. Whoever you are friends with probably has friends from other countries, and so you're kind of you're kind of exposed to other cultures. And having run an African food company in China and also doing African food events in China, I have just seen African people come together from different countries. Because I mean, you're cooking food from all these different countries, and I've just seen everybody from different countries come together. And coming back home, it's kind of just I've always had friends from different countries from uni, like Kenya, Malawi, name it. I have friends from different countries. But having seen how like we actually borrow from one another as Africans in China, as in um, so and so has this from their country. If you add this with this from a different country, it becomes this beautiful thing. I just don't understand why we are still not like this as Africans, like super, super united. I definitely think that the way forward for us as Africans is for us to really quickly learn about one another and figure out a way to come together, collaborate, come together, get along, come together, and just embrace each other as Africans. I think in that way, um, I don't think we will stop seeing differences, but I think that we will start seeing how those differences can create something beautiful um, on the continent. And so I think if you don't have friends from different African countries, like I'm not saying now go like stalk people, but actively seek those connections, to actively seek to surround yourself with people that are different from you, that think differently from you, that were raised differently. And you will find that there's so much to learn and there's so much to create together. Like that is uniquely our own, that is uniquely Africans, things that are going to propel us forward as a continent. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to say. And like really own being African. Have pride about where you come from. Like just having interacted with different people from everywhere. I've seen not everybody understands who we are as a people. There's a lot of racism in the world. There are a lot of people that look at us and they don't see beauty. It's important for us to own who we are as a people. It's important for us to acknowledge that the melanin in our bodies make us who we are, and it's beautiful. It's important for us to acknowledge that our cultures are not strange, our traditions are not strange. They are they're beautiful. It's important for us to acknowledge that we belong in this world. It's important for us to acknowledge that there is space for us in this world. There's so much space for us in this world. And if we could just stop trying to be like everybody else, and I'm not saying this is everybody who does this, you may be listening and think, I'm already doing that. And that's good for you. But when you see another brother or sister who is insecure about their identities, insecure about who they are or where they come from, I think you who is already on that path, it's important for you to nudge that person in the right direction, because only when we are proud of who we are as a people, proud of where we come from, and really own it, are we going to feel confident enough to take space in this world? Are we going to feel confident enough um, to come together, unite, and work together, knowing that by doing this with you, I'm not losing anything. I'm gaining so much more, not just for us, but for future generations who will know the beauty and benefit of Africans uniting. This part is for us. I talk about a lot of things on this channel, but this part specifically, I felt that I needed to say this in my heart. I'm not coming for anybody. I'm not against anybody. I am encouraging my countrymen and people from my continent to recognize their value in this world. There's so much that we can do. There's so much potential here. And just as I've come back with a different eye for different things, because I have seen so many different things from a different context, from a different culture, or cultures in China, I wonder how much more we would be able to do if we really traveled one another's countries, if we really invested in getting to know one another, if we were really curious about who we are as African people. I think we could do amazing things. So think about it, and let's follow our bliss. It's our inheritance as Africans to. I mean, if you think about our ancestors, they thrived. Before colonization, they thrived. They were kings and queens, and we just come from a powerful people. It's in our blood. We are a powerful people, and so it's our inheritance to be as powerful, if not more powerful. Yeah, don't forget who you are. Know your worth as an African person. That's all I gotta say.